All right, class, today we're taking notes on how to draw mouths. And so far we've used circles, but today we're going to be using a heart. I'd like you to draw the most perfect symmetrical heart that you can possibly draw. And I'm going to kind of pretend that I can pick this heart up and move it around. I'm going to pinch it and pull it out. And I'm going to probably wind up with something that looks kind of like this. So the top will have flattened and the bottom will be like kind of stretched. So we're going to actually turn this shape into actual something that looks like lips. So we have this little dip in the middle, nice little curves on the sides, and then the bottom will be nice and roundy. And there we go. An outline of a pair of lips, but we need to put the mouth in. So we have the outline, but we don't have a mouth, and it's not going to be a straight line. It's going to have a little bit of a curve. So it's going to have a downward curve and then an upward curve to the corners. Downward in the middle, upward to the corners, and then the corners of the lips, we're going to give it a little shadow. And there we have it. We have a pair of lips. This little thingy, this notch right here in the middle, this is called the Cupid's bow, and not everybody has a Cupid's bow. So the next set of lips that I'm going to draw does not have a Cupid's bow. So the top lip will be more rounded like a hill, and the bottom lip will pretty much look exactly the same. It'll be like a reflection of that. And you're going to wind up with something that's kind of lemon shaped. But the line that's going to separate the lips to make the mouth will still have a little curve to it. So we have a pair of lips with a Cupid's bow, and this pair has no Cupid's bow. Lips are fun to draw because they come in so many different styles, and you can have full lips or thin lips, mixed. I'm going to start with full. So my Cupid's bow is going to be really deep, and the sides of my lips are going to be really, really, really deep. And then the bottom lip is going to have a nice curve to it. And the line that's going to separate the lips to make the mouth is going to be a little bit more curved. And I'm still going to go ahead and darken the corner of the lips. So we've got a set of very full lips here going on. And I'm going to do a set of very thin lips. So the Cupid's bow, if I were to draw one, would be very thin, very flat. The upper lip will be very flat. The lower lip will be very flat. And the line that separates the lips to make the mouth will still have a little curve to it, but will be much flatter than in the full lips. Darken the corners. And there we go. You can have a set of thin lips. So lips can be mixed. You could have thick upper, thin lower, thin upper, thick lower, whatever you'd like, something where they're mixed, something different. But for a cartoon character, your character may or may not have lips. They usually only draw girl characters with lips, usually because of makeup. So if you're drawing a boy character, he may not have lips. So we're going to draw some mouths today too. And for this purpose, I want you guys to imagine the mouths that I'm drawing are going to be on a character's head looking from a 3/4 angle. So here's what that will look like. I'm going to draw a really quick little character here so you can imagine what kind of head these mouths are going to be on. And the reason I want to give you a little example was because they'll be drawn at an angle, so they might look a little bit different than what you're expecting them to look like because they won't be drawn from the front view. So instead, we're going to be drawing from the 3/4 view. Again, I definitely encourage 3/4 views for your cartoon characters. Lips are not, or mouths are not, my character feels happy. My character feels sad. My character feels nothing. Instead of using just parentheses, what you can do is you can take that parentheses shape and you can just darken the corners just a little bit to give it a little bit more realism. And even a character that has a neutral mouth will have a little bit of a curve up or down. So as you're designing your characters, a little bit more than just a parentheses would be great. When your character is smiling, a lot of times when you're smiling, again, from a 3/4 angle, you'll probably see teeth. So I'm going to draw teeth, but I'm not going to draw every single tooth. I'm going to give a little bit of a darkening outline here and a little line to show that there's teeth and a little line on the other side to show that there's teeth. And that's pretty much all I'm going to draw. But right next to it, I will draw a mouth where I do separate all of the teeth so you can see how different they look. So there's the top row of teeth and bottom row. I'm going to go ahead and separate all of the teeth. And the mouth with all of the teeth separated is going to look a little bit older than the one where the teeth look really shiny and white. So every line that you add is going to make your character look older. Every line you add makes your character look older. There we go. So if you don't want your character to look that old, don't separate all the teeth. If your character's laughing at something that's genuinely hilarious, they're not going to laugh with their mouth closed. People don't genuinely laugh with their mouth closed. So instead, you'll have the mouth open. So I'll draw the upper row of teeth, and I'm going to draw a little bit of a tongue, which is kind of like a curvy heart line, and I'll darken the inside of the mouth. So I have a character's mouth that's open, like they're laughing. If a character's just talking to somebody, they probably won't have a smile. It would just be kind of like a neutral mouth, which again is not going to be a straight line. You probably will still see a little bit of teeth, maybe a little bit of the tongue, and the inside of the mouth will be a little bit darker. So just talking, normal conversation. If your character is shouting or yelling, the mouth will be wider open. Definitely you'll still see top row of teeth. You'll see more of the tongue this time. You might even see a little bit of the bottom row of teeth curving around the tongue, depending on your style or how open the character's mouth is. And then I'm going to darken the inside of the mouth again. If your character is feeling angry and you have the clenched teeth look, where the teeth are clenched together, it's going to be the same kind of deal as with the smile that I drew, except the mouth is going to have more of a downturn to it, so it's not a happy face with clenched teeth. And if I were to take that angry face with the clenched teeth and turn it into fury or fierceness, I would just exaggerate those lines. So instead of having slightly curved lines, I'm now having extremely curved lines, so my mouth almost looks like a kidney bean. And I still have those lines for teeth, maybe a little bit of a line for gums. Maybe you'd even have a little bit of a line where the jaw was starting to jut out. And then again, if you wanted to put lips back onto one of these mouths, you definitely could take these lips from here and put them onto any of the mouths that are more cartoony looking. So I'm going to redraw the laughing mouth. Little bit of teeth. Little bit of tongue, darken, and then I'm going to give it some lips. So I'm going to give it very little lips that are going to connect to the corners of the mouth. And since this is a 3/4 view, on the left side they're going to curl around the mouth, and then they're going to go up to the corner on the right. And there we have it. You have all of your mouths.